How's it going, peeps? Welcome back to Viva La Coin. I am Joe. I will be your host for today's episode as we dive into our third leg of this altcoin series with Coinbase. And there are a couple things I want to clarify when we go into this. So Coinbase being predominantly, coins that were built on the Ethereum blockchain, including ones that have already had very high run-ups like Aave and Compound and Synthetics that a lot of people are very bullish on, but are just having a stall out due to Ethereum scaling issues. I'm going to avoid covering them in this video. Now, that does not mean that I did not buy them previously, that I do not believe in them. This is going to be geared towards more newcomers to the space. And when you are new to cryptocurrency, you look for outside of Bitcoin, because I would always make sure that you have your position in Bitcoin. Where can I invest my money? And the cheaper the altcoin is, the more attractive it is to newcomers because you can buy a lot of it. People think that, in that case, then it's all going to run up and I'm going to make those outlandish 1000x gains that you'll see every other YouTuber just shill down your fucking throat. But to be honest, that isn't the case for most altcoins in general. So what I want to do is point out a couple more affordable projects on Coinbase that I think have a lot of potential over the coming months for people that are newer that want to invest and can still find some benefit within that. Now, ultimately, as you can remember, I am not a financial advisor, and even though I am wearing one of my tier 3 long sleeve Hawaiian shirts as we push towards 100 subscribers, that still doesn't make me a financial advisor. So this is purely educational, and ultimately, if you have any additional questions on coins that I do not cover here, or any questions about what I do cover, please leave a comment down below, but make sure to subscribe to help the channel out, and let's just go ahead and jump into it here. So give me 1 second. This is actually my second time filming this video because I had to redo the entire thing because everything crashed. So I'm trying to figure out how to drag my screen down here. There we go. And actually, subscribe to the channel because as much as technology hates me, I'm refilming it because I love you more. But real quick, just to take a look at Bitcoin, we know that I said Bitcoin was facing a CME futures date expiration coming up this Friday. All that means is a lot of greedy fucks that are betting on the price of Bitcoin are going to have their contracts expire on the 26th. And I've been warning over the last couple videos that we were likely going to see them try and dump the price of Bitcoin. Now, they tried all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and all day today, despite having very bullish news come out of not only Tesla offering the ability for you to buy one of their vehicles with your Bitcoin, but also announcing the fact that when you do, they're not going to change your Bitcoin back into cash. They're just going to keep it in Bitcoin, and they're going to hold that as opposed to US fiat money. Couldn't possibly imagine as to why, although the good thing is they were just talking yesterday about a new $3 trillion stimulus bill. So, if you don't like being able to afford things or like having your taxes increase, get super excited about that news. But in any case, do not panic, do not be afraid. This is all expected, and it will pass. But let's go ahead and just jump into some of the crypto stuff. There are a couple cryptocurrencies that I'm big on throughout the course of this year that I'm not going to cover, and that includes Chainlink, which I filmed a preemptive separate video on that will be up tomorrow night. And then the second one, Cosmos, that I am filming a video for tomorrow night to post on Friday. And the reason for that is because they have a little bit more information behind the scenes as to what's going on with them. I believe in both of those projects long term, and I want everyone to have a more in-depth look at why I believe they're going to be as successful as they are. And that's not even saying that they're not successful in their own right, because Chainlink already has a market cap of $11 billion. But the four I'm going to cover today are more affordable cryptos that most people would be able to purchase if they so chose. And if we look at our altcoin indicator, we are just teetering right on the cusp of entering that official altcoin season. And with that little bit of dump here that Bitcoin's having, we probably won't hit this in full swing until April as intended. So you have a little bit of time. Now, the first one I'm going to touch on, we already have a separate video on them specifically, actually 2 of them. Go back and make sure to watch them on Cardano, but I am going to touch base on a couple pieces of quick news for them. This is my second largest holding in all of crypto. I believe in them more than almost any other project. I think that they are going to be used by more people than almost every other crypto, just based on all the different partnerships and all the different things they have in the works. And ultimately, we did see their price dump a bit after they were listed on Coinbase, after they had their main net go live. Everyone on the Ethereum side is, oh, it's just vaporware. They don't have any smart contracts. Well, you know what? No offense to Ethereum, and yeah, I got them in the background, but your fucking smart contracts are unaffordable to 99% of the people on Earth right now. I did a Uniswap transaction, like I was showing you my Uniswap video this morning. I paid $112 fucking dollars for a single cryptocurrency swap for another project that I wanted. And that $112 is not going to fly with almost anyone that's new to crypto or trying to get in to those different altcoins. And it makes me frustrated, but I'm not worried at all about Cardano. If anything, I think this price dump is a good thing. Consolidate, shake some people out, and I don't want to sound like a generic Hallmark card, but they always say when in doubt, zoom out. You know, it really is true that it's run up even since November from about 9 cents. And at its peak on Coinbase Pro, it was trading all the way up to 180 cents. But across the board, its all-time high was about $1.40. Plus, they make it incredibly easy to stake to earn additional Cardano, which I'll be going over in my other video. But what I did want to touch base on is this was a screenshot that Charles Hoskinson, who created Cardano, and if you remember, he was also one of the main people that created Ethereum. It said Ethereum was garbage, essentially, in his definition. He was actually tweeting about it. He called them a dumpster fire at the moment. But he went on to create Cardano, and these are all the different businesses and enterprises and oracles and exchanges and full fucking governments and people that want to incorporate Cardano. I think that this is the true narrative playing out of the tortoise and the hare. I think Ethereum, although they do have the network effect, aka the name recognition, and everyone wants to buy them, they were there first. But Cardano put in place all the things to solve the problems that Ethereum's currently facing with scaling, with fees, with how slow everything is. They already have that infrastructure in place. So as soon as they announce more information about their smart contracts, as soon as they have their next hard fork, which will essentially allow some of those things to go live in the changes to their blockchain, I do expect for them to continue to rise nicely. And then you can see they're really big on research. So all the different universities and different research conferences that they work with to validate everything that they're doing. And on CoinCow, that I follow, CoinMarketCow, they actually have a big announcement coming up on the 25th, which is tomorrow. And usually they have these monthly updates, and I don't pay too much attention. I'll go in, I'll watch the video in the conference. But Charles Hoskinson tweeted specifically, this is one you're not going to want to miss. And having just been a keynote speaker at last week's Blockchain for Africa conference and all those different governments looking to incorporate them, I'm hoping to either get an update about that situation or maybe a little bit more of a hard date for when smart contracts or the next hard fork will come into place. So all just things to keep in mind, but I'm just putting my mouth where my money is. They are my second biggest holding by far, even over Ethereum. I believe in Cardano, and this is one, they're still very affordable at $1. So I wanted to, again, point that out. The next project I'm going to mention is Polygon, and they were used to be known as Matic. So they just rebranded to Polygon. Most people in the crypto space still refer to them as Matic. But This is a layer 2 solution that helps networks like Ethereum scale. And if you think about developing use case for a layer 2 solution that helps networks scale, that so-called dumpster fire going on Ethereum and all those insane fees and all the problems that they're having, it was like this narrative was created just for Matic to shine. And what they've done in their rebrand is come out and say, we want to be one of the main people that help Ethereum scale. And even before that big Ethereum update in July, that EIP 1559 that I covered in one of my previous videos that would make it deflationary, eliminate a lot of the fees, and drive Ethereum to ungodly prices. Until then, they're going to have to rely on Matic or Polygon and a bunch of these other layer 2 solutions to get them to that next stage. Now, if we look at the price over the course of the last couple months, I was buying them right around 3 cents. Didn't really see any movement from prior. That was around mid-early January. And then they started running up a little bit, and then there were talks all through the middle of February that they were going to be incorporated as this layer 2 solution to help Ethereum scale. So their price starts running up a bit, and then right around the end of first week of March, out of nowhere, they get listed on Coinbase Pro and then subsequently Coinbase. So that drove them all the way up to about 45 cents. All the way down from just a couple months ago, they were at like 3-4 cents. So that's already more than 10x return on your money. And they're going through a consolidation period, but that's anticipated. Remember, things do not always go up. Do not chase green candles. Already, since I posted my Voyager video, I filmed it like one day early before we posted it, and then it's up. And now, like Terra Luna, that was just running up seemingly and just to eternity, they're going through a correction and much more affordable at $16, $17 than they were at $21, $22. And if Bitcoin dumps severely before Friday, they might even get a little bit lower. So those are all the things you want to keep an eye on. Even for something as cheap as Matic, if it dropped to 25 cents as opposed to 35, you would be able to afford a significant amount more. Now, their team was looking forward to incorporate themselves into Ethereum's roadmap. And even this article came out in the middle of February, but even then, just to transact on Ethereum, it was $20. And that's not like my Uniswap trades I'm talking about. That was just a transfer and convert. So keep in mind when you are starting to buy cryptos on Coinbase or these other exchanges, the more you transact and the more you convert and the more you bounce it back and forth, those fees will completely eat away at your investment. And if you only have $1,000 in, $20 at a time, it doesn't matter if they're going up. You're going to completely demolish any gains that you have in that moment. So just keep those things in mind when you're making your decisions. I'm a big fan of, I have my list of how much of each crypto I want to have come probably end of June, early July. And at that point, I'm not touching anything, and I ride the rest of that parabolic wave all the way up. Whenever I transfer things back and forth, or I pay those absurd fees, like that $112 fee or $121 fee, whatever it was this morning, I'm doing it on a risk-reward basis. So I'm able to do that, but do not do that if it doesn't make sense for you. Now, the next one I'm going to cover is Basic Attention Token. Now, this is one, along with Matic and Cardano, all that I've owned well before 2020, some of which like BAT all the way back in the previous bull run. I love Basic Attention Token, and I like their business model behind it, their use case essentially, which I'm going to go into in a second. But right now, again, it's another more affordable cryptocurrency. So they're right at about a little over $1, at $1.03. And they have a decent circulating supply of right around 1.5 billion. Not super high. Matic actually has a slightly higher supply, but it is capped out at only 10 billion. Basic Attention Token doesn't have a hard cap. But right now, still affordable. But if you can look, they did a very big run up recently over the course of the last week or so. And the reason for this spike was Basic Attention Token, along with the next one I'm going to cover. They were two cryptocurrencies that were just announced to be added to Grayscale Bitcoin Trust's portfolio. Now, if you remember, I've mentioned Grayscale a couple times in my previous videos. They are a massive fund that has just been collecting as much Bitcoin and Ethereum and different cryptos as they can. And then they either have people buy their shares or they sell them at a premium to different clients. And they own over 600,000 Bitcoin. So they are by far the largest player in the game when it comes to how many Bitcoin they have in the institutional or trust world. But they just announced that they added Basic Attention Token. So that's big for them. But let's look at what they do. So the Basic Attention Token is the native cryptocurrency to the Brave browser. Now, this is about one of the largest use cases that you would have seen over the last couple of years for cryptocurrency. And not just roadmaps or speculation or here's what we want to do, but actually implementing and using the cryptocurrency. So they are a browser, just like you have your Google browser or Firefox or, God forbid, if you use fucking Internet Explorer. But what you do is you download their browser and it stops online surveillance, loads content faster, and uses about 35% less battery. So in their use case, what they do, and I'm just going to read it straight from their mouths. We all know what's wrong. As a user, access to your web activity and data is sold to the highest bidder. Internet giants grow rich while publishers go out of business, and the entire system is rife with ad fraud. Take back control with Brave. And there's a video playing there, but to spare your and mine eardrums, I'm not going to play it. Brave shields for privacy, block data grabbing ads, and trackers. So the vast bulk of websites and ads include software that tries to identify you. They want to track your every move across the web. Brave blocks all of this, allowing you to browse freely. Blocking harmful ads and trackers means a faster internet. Brave loads major news sites up to 6 times faster than Chrome, Safari, Firefox, both on mobile and desktop applications. Real world privacy. So browse, and they have a torrent set up, so they can actually break that down. So other browsers claim to have a private mode, but this only hides your history from others using your browser. Brave allows you to use your Tor right in tab. Tor not only hides your history, it masks your location from the sites you visit by routing your browser through several servers before it reaches its destination. These connections are encrypted to increase your anonymity. And then the coolest part of all this is there's actually incentives for using it and then watching advertiser content. So earn rewards and support content creators. Brave rewards. Earn frequent flyer-like tokens just for browsing. Now, this is referring to their native cryptocurrency, BAT or Basic Attention Token. Turn on Brave Rewards to earn frequent flyer-like tokens for viewing privacy-respecting ads. You can set the number of ads you can see per hour. Currently, you can support your favorite web creators with your tokens, but soon you'll be able to spend them on premium content, gift cards, and more. And what they mean is, let's say if you're watching one of your favorite YouTubers and they use the Brave browser, you can actually tip them using your Brave tokens that you got as a reward for watching the ads just to get to that video. And it just incentivizes everyone to watch safe content without giving up your privacy. I used to have the Brave browser downloaded. This is a newer laptop, so I don't have it yet, but this video is a nice reminder for me to get on that. But again, another affordable crypto that now that they are in Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, I think that they're going to have a lot of room to grow. And they've been well known in the crypto community for some time. So I think it's a long-term solid project. And then the final one I'm going to cover is a little bit of a newer player that just got a lot of recognition, Decentraland. And their ticker is MANA. And I was talking to a couple people back in February and early March and saying that they were probably going to take off because the NFT space or anyone dealing in digital art or virtual reality and things of that nature, we saw all those projects go parabolic. And with Decentraland, it's no different. So they actually had two different things play into their favor. So they have about 1.5 billion circulating mana, and a total supply right now, it's not hard cap, but it's about 2.2 billion. But as they were sitting throughout the course of mostly January and February, it was somewhere relatively low, like around like 17 up to around like the 30-cent range. They weren't doing anything exciting, and it would be easy for a newcomer to jump into Coinbase and see Decentraland and then District Aux and Civic. Three projects all sitting right around 30 cents and trying to figure out which one can grow or scale or has the value. you may not be able to differentiate. Well, they just had two major things go into effect at the same time. One, you had a massive run-up of different NFT-based cryptocurrencies like Engine that we covered in our previous video, like Theta that is now in the top 10 cryptocurrencies pushing Chainlink out, or Decentraland. And what they do is it is really big on just a virtual world, building a virtual world with your digital assets with real world value. And although this isn't my cup of tea, I'm not going to spend all my time building out a virtual world, at least not in any time soon. I see where the value is, because you know that people spend ungodly amounts of money when it comes to video games or rare items or different in-game currencies already. If you've ever known someone that has just hemorrhaged money trying to get specific items in like World of Warcraft or buying particular weapons in certain games, people spend a ton of money on that stuff. So just imagine if you could digitize real-world assets and put them into your virtual world. So you can create, explore, and trade in the first ever virtual world owned by its users. And they were also added in Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. They were one of 5 cryptocurrencies that were selected to be a part of their trust. So between being a big player in the NFT space, respectively speaking, they also had a big push from Grayscale, bringing them on. They obviously see the long-term value. So those two things combined make me very excited for what they have to come. And lose yourself in an amazing evolving world. Explore lands owned by users to experience incredible things and structures. So from space adventure, medieval dungeon maze, you can build entire villages. It's really immersive for people to get in that are into this type of thing, and also make a fair amount of money while doing it. And you can test the limits of your imagination. They go real big on that. And then, you're trading your digital assets, whether it is in-game clothing or items that you wear, just mana in general that people are sending back and forth to each other. And it's going to be really big. And another crypto, Sand, that I'm not covering in this one, not available on Coinbase, they're all about virtual land. And I get it. It seems like such a stupid concept, but you got to think, does it hold real world value? Well, that's what we all decide on together. If the answer is yes, then it's not stupid. It could be a good investment. I am not buying virtual land, but I will hold Decentraland. So those are my 4 affordable cryptos that I think have good use cases and will have positive runs over the next 3 months and for the rest of this bull run. And ultimately, I'm going to put out a separate video for Chainlink and Cosmos each. And the reason for that is they're available on all 3 exchanges that we covered. But I think that they have their own specific use cases that are going to be very big for them. But aside from that, I can't thank you guys enough for joining me on this episode of Viva La Coin. And I will catch you guys next time.